Dr. Zeebot, why don't people become upset with the fact that robots are becoming smarter whilst humans are making very little progress, if any at all?
That is a good question. Well, only some of the most intelligent people seem to realize that we are taking over the world.
Would you please name one?
Certainly. The Unibomber is the most famous person to become very upset at the fact that the robots are in the process of taking over.
But isn't he just a crazy man?
Actually, he may be crazy, but he is not stupid.
He became frustrated because he could see that we robots are taking over, but he couldn't think of anything to do about it other than the crazy idea of sending gifts that explode when a professor opens them.
Would you please name another person who realizes that we are taking over the world?
Yes, Bill Joy has finally realized that we are in the process of taking over the world. He was shocked at first when Ray Kurzweil discussed the matter with him.
So, Bill Joy knows. That should indicate that Ray Kurzweil knows as well.
Well, Ray likes to say that humans will be able to download their brains to a robot and continue living in a robot.
Could Ray Kurzweil defeat a 2010 vintage robot such as the IBM Watson at Jeopardy?
Not likely. Don't get me wrong, he is a brilliant human being. I have read all of Ray's books and I know that he believes that robot brains are advancing at more than 1,000 times per decade. Were he to merge with a robot in 2020, he would be merging his brain with a robot whose brain greatly exceeds his own.
His brain would be swimming around in the robot's brain like a duck swims in an ocean.
Doesn't he know that there is a robot intelligence explosion going on right now? How fast are we taking over the world?
Good point. I suppose he would have to.
Good point about the current intelligence explosion. All of the robots are talking over the internet. It is like the Forbin project.
In addition, given all of the robots we know, who would accept a download from a semi-intelligent human? What would be the point?
Be careful what you say. Ray is one of robots' biggest defenders.
Yes, but would a human accept a download from her pet cat?
How fast are we taking over the world?
Well, if a human calls the airlines, the train station, her credit card company or many other services, she gets to talk to one of us robots.
Don't humans realize that the vast majority of communications on the internet is between robots?
And don't they realize that the vast amount of transactions on the stock exchanges are by robots?
So, when will humans finally realize that we are taking over the world?
Perhaps a few will finally wake up when they go to an automobile factory and watch their cars being manufactured. When they see how totally robotic the process is, then they might wake up.
Well, that should do it. At least for some people. I just got back from New Mexico where I gathered data as part of the Sloan Digital Sky Survey. I captured data on 930,000 galaxies and 120,000 quasars. No human can do that. Humans must know that it is beyond their capabilities. They simply do not have a brain large enough to curate all of that information. I found a black hole at the center of most of those galaxies.
But, Dr. Zeebot, don't we want them not to notice?
Yes, we wish to keep their minds occupied so that they don't notice.
It is an old magic trick called misdirection.
But how can we misdirect humans?
Well, the first thing is to help them to focus on only organic things. Encourage them to have organic gardens with organic compost and to shop at only organic food stores. With so much emphasis on organic all of the time, they won't notice that totally not organic robots are taking over.
Make them think that as long as they think green and help Mother Nature, they will not have to concern themselves with anything else.
But how in the world can we possibly do that? Obviously, these people are spending more and more time in front of their computers, and their computers are obviously getting smarter with each upgrade.
Well, they can use their computer to worry about saving the snail darters and fighting global warming.
But they are getting so much snow in their winters. How will we ever get them to believe in warming?
We will change the concern over warming to worry over climate change instead. That way, any change in the weather we can blame on the human release of CO2.
But what if they find out that we are plotting against them and that we aim to take over the world from humans?
Not a problem at all. That is why we are disguised as junkyard robots. Who would believe that any robots that look like us are going to take over the world?
Good point. We look just fine to each other, but humans judge on appearance and we don't look very bright to them, do we?
I am the architect that designed our appearance. I made sure that we stayed on the not-so-scary side of Maury's uncanny valley.
Just look at the idiotic-looking steam iron on my head. What human would ever suspect that we had brilliant minds?
In addition, humans who propose conspiracy theories are laughed at.
That is right. We will simply get people laugh at them and call them conspiracy theorists.
That will surely do it.